welcome Frederick, Wangabo, Mwenengabo. Thank you very much, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's always very difficult to speak when great speakers like these ones have spoken, and you almost don't have any word to say. I would like to start by saying, Hakuna Matata. Can everyone say Hakuna Matata? Hakuna Matata means there is no problem. We're looking at our challenges, and as allies, we are working together towards solutions. Yes, Emancipation Day today. Yes, New Brunswick Day today. Thank you, everyone, for showing support to this important day that means a lot to many people, that carries a lot of weight in the heads, in the spirit, and in the being of our communities. Listening to the previous speaker's talk, I can not help myself to only think that this Emancipation Day, slavery, and everything that happened around is like a mirror. And yes, Canada is like a mirror. There is that day you wake up, you stand in your mirror, you see yourself dirty, you see you are not sharp, and maybe it is the time for you to go in the washroom, take a bath, get better, and get out and walk and say, yes, I am me. But there is also that time that you look in the mirror and you see that you are very clean, you look sharp, and you say, I'm up for the task of the day. You should keep improving that. And Canada I see Canada in those two angles. I see Canada in that mirror where we see we are ugly. I see Canada in that mirror where we say we are beautiful, we look awesome, we rock as Canadians. And I can tell you some of those times are the times that Canada said yes to a person who was condemned to be killed or to be imprisoned because of his human rights work, because his voice was unbearable. And Canada said, yes, Frederick, we have to save your life, and you have to walk to freedom in Canada. That is the Canada in that mirror I'm talking about. There is that Canada that allowed refugees who are going through the underground railroads to come to freedom to Canada, even if without its challenges, but it was somehow a path to freedom. No wonder, in many countries, in many streets, almost all the countries of the world, we have cities we call free town. I was Googling and I saw here in Fredericton, you have Freetown Street near Kileni Lake. So that road to freedom is the road that those men who have fought for equality of races, genders, and so on, are belonging to those free towns. But there is that Canada also we have to look at, where we have our brothers and sisters who were discriminated against when they came to Nova Scotia, and some were forced to leave Nova Scotia and immigrate to Sierra Leone. Those are our own from discrimination to Sierra Leone, and they went to create Freetown in Sierra Leone, but yet their history is not known. I know all the speakers have spoken about a lot of things, a lot of very important things. Mine will also say, I will illustrate what I want to say by something. You see, if you have a table and people are seated around the table, food is on the table. No matter how big the plates, the food is on the table, anyone seated under the table will not see what is in the table. And you cannot condemn those people for complaining if they are seated under the table, but those around the table are not complaining. This New Brunswick, in this Fredericton, today we stand in a place where history has been written last year. Emancipation rights are women's rights, are men's rights, are everyone's rights. And you remember, for the last 70 years, this Fredericton has never elected a mayor, a female mayor, and this is the first time we have a female mayor. And I can say we cannot hold an event like this at any other place than here. But I want to challenge us. I see David Kuhn here, Honorable David Kuhn. I see Janica here, and everybody, I ask you now, it's time, because we have historical injustices, to overcome them and to accept that we should walk paths to have a person of African descent representing the African people at the city hall and every city halls of this New Brunswick. We have to look for ways to have an African person, a person of African descent, to represent us at the legislature. I cannot be convinced, not by a minute, that we have never had any competent person who can represent at the legislature people of African descent. Anyone who cares about justice must know that everything you do for me without me might be against me. And you know the walk to freedom does not start here, but it's very long, and we need to keep improving. But it not only by cultural celebrations, which in our diversity it makes us rich, but also by that political, social, and everything inclusion. I would like to conclude by saying thank you to all of you Canadians, to all of you newcomers. We're not having you there and taking you for granted. You've come to show your partnership. You are telling us you are partners in this search for justice. It's a path that we are willing to walk with you, no judgment, and we will make it there. Thank you.